Today, I'm going to show you how to go from this to this. I'm Jeff Leverett, and this is Reptile Mania. 91% alcohol, we're just going to throw some on the glass here. Grab some paper towels, wipe it on down real quick, make sure it's nice and clean, and there's no, basically what we're trying to make sure is there's no greases or anything like that on here that might affect the way the Gorilla Glue sticks to this and stuff. Take some water now. I'm just going to do a quick mist on the glass. Okay, so now we're going to take the Gorilla Glue, using the big bottle here. For now, what we're going to do, we're just going to start just covering the bottom of this glass here. We're just going to start doing it like basically just back and forth and going covering it. So because this is an 18x18x24, it will use quite a bit of glue to do this. So while I've also got everything else prepped, so I'm using some Reptile soil for what I'm going to put on for my background. I also recommend you have gloves on when you do this. I haven't put them on yet, but I'll put them on here in a second. I like this method because it's one of the methods that is the fastest to complete with actually really good results. I try to keep my hardscapes in a way that if it doesn't provide a height, it doesn't provide anything that I cannot easily get into. What reason for it? If it's built in there and they can get into it, then your animal can go hide in there. If for some reason you need to get it out for, like, say, a health check or something like that, it makes it very difficult to capture that animal to do a health check. I'm just trying to go through all these places where you still see the glass through the glue at, and kind of try and cover as much as possible. Just got a couple pieces of cork that I grabbed. That's all I'm going to put in here for the background, is just a couple pieces of cork. Hopefully I can get these to kind of stay in place somewhat. Actually, I missed the bottom of the cork where it's touching that and stuff. So I can't, I'm just going to get it wet at the edge of where it's going to be touching the glue at the most. I'm going to put this one about right here, I think. So now you just take handfuls of dirt and you just start sprinkling on the foam. Once I get in here too, I could probably put this up against the wood and it might help hold the wood in place. I want to make sure I've got any crevices hidden in. Now I had a piece of coconut hide from Exoterra that I had dropped and broke, so I'm actually going to just throw up a couple pieces in here. I'm going to make sure the glue covers them pretty good too, so I'm going to give them a quick mist. I'm actually going to add glue to the inside of these first, because that way it kind of expands both ways, hopefully. I've never tried it this way, but I want to make sure, like I said, my biggest goal on this, I do not want any gap underneath them for them to be able to get underneath here. So I've kind of done this here with this piece. Give it a mist. Now, it does expand quite a bit, so it should expand up to that already, even without me doing that. But just to be on the safe side, that way I gotta make sure I'm filling, because there's some crevices in here. I want to make sure these are filled in good. It's easier to go a little overboard to begin with and not worry about it, and then if I have to shave something back, I can if I need to. Usually with the Gorilla Glue, what's nice about that though, is you don't really need to shave this for the most part. What you do with this stuff is, as it's expanding, like if I've got too much of anything on it, like it's expanding too far somewhere that I don't want the height to go, I just push the Gorilla Glue down. So that's what I do a lot of times. I'm gonna put this in here. I want to push this into the glue at this point. More in here. I actually have enough dirt for it. Mix some more with water real fast. Pull that out because I want that on my grass part. So I'm not going to put the dirt underneath the shells because, like I said, I want it to come up and fill in the shells. Takes, I can feel it starting to expand up more already. It does expand quite a bit. Let's just place it a little bit. And it's better to put too much dirt in here than not enough. You know, you can overdo the dirt, not a big deal. Work it on into the glue. Anything that does not stick is just gonna fall off. You know, so it's not gonna hurt anything. But if you don't get enough on there, then you have bare spots. So I'd rather have way too much dirt in here and push it down. You know, for when I get done here, it's gonna fall off the bottom and stuff, which is totally fine with me. There you see, you can kind of see like spots like this where the glue's kind of soaking through the substrate a little bit. So when I see that, I usually start adding more substrate to that. And that's basically because it's expanding. If I don't do anything with that, what's going to happen is it's just going to keep expanding up, and it'll make the gap bigger and bigger. So put a little dirt on here. So you can also kind of form it to make it so it's not flat. You can make areas where you say, okay, like I want it to raise more here, be a little bit more indented here, or something like that, so I can flatten it down there if I wanted to, you know, let it expand a little bit more on the other areas. I definitely want this to expand more by the wood, those things, to hopefully grab on better, as well as my shells. I want them to fully incorporate into my shells here. Couple disclaimers: I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of these products that I've been using in here. These are what I use personally. This is my first video I'm shooting here. Hopefully will get some sponsors, and I do plan on getting some affiliate links for some of the products that I am using, because they're great products and that's why I use them. Also, if you enjoy the content here, please click like and subscribe. Okay, as you can see, my end fell down while I was running around taking care of a customer but it's expanded up, and that's why, so I just got to push it back down into place. Yeah, so it's common as it's expanding. You'll see that, you can watch this. Oh, that one didn't move at all, but a lot of these will move as you start doing this. You can see I got more openings here. Let's get some gloves back on again. So what's nice about the Gorilla Glue is that, you know, this is going to be done here in probably a little bit over 30 minutes of expanding. It's going to be done expanding, and you'll know because basically when you start pressing, like right now if I press on it, it feels soft, like a marshmallow. It's going to get to the point when I go to press on it, it doesn't give. And at that point, it's for the most part, it's done. You can continue on to your sides at that point. So you can do easily within like 2 hours, you can do the whole build. And that's I'm talking about, you know, doing the background, expanding side, all that finished expanding, and then back up, kind of brush off the loose stuff, and then turn around and get your substrate layer put in, your drainage layer, and your soil, and start planting your plants and everything else. So, like I said, this is one of the fastest ones to do. You can actually have it done within the same day, very, very easily. So you can see as I'm touching it, you can see how much it's expanded up here. You can see it all moving around. Full of air from the expansion. But and anything, like I got a piece, I don't know if you can see up here or not, I got some glue up here that came off the creases at the very top. I can just shave that off with an X-Acto knife when I get done here. I'm gonna push this back down, see, I don't know if you noticed that it moved. I'm gonna do this one too, see if it does the same thing. A little bit, not too much. This looks like it's filling in this hole pretty good right now with this guy. So yeah, it's looking good down there. I'm getting more water in there. Just kind of keep it misted up. You know, that's the whole thing with the Gorilla Glue, is that water is what activates it like that. So make sure you're staying hydrated. You can see this has actually gained some volume on it. I'll put my finger down in it, but it's probably expanded at least that much right here in this area here, if not further than that. So, like I said, you can see I'm touching it, it's still moving. It's not as fluffy as it was the last time I touched it down here. I can feel it's trying to firm up some. I can still force it down if I wanted to. So if I want to do something like this, I can do something, make it a little more compact. So, but yeah, I can definitely feel it. It's definitely getting more firm down here. We've done some other ones where we've used this with the ledges where I'm doing them like this here, and I thought for sure they're just going to come off easy. The ones we do, I mean, they're on there good. They're not coming off from any lightweight. I'm sure it can hold a full-size lychee on us easily without any worry of it, you know, collapsing on them. Still a little soft. Let's go ahead and tip this on up. We'll take a look at this real quick, and then I'll get the dirt off the side of it, kind of scoop out what I can, and then from there we're going to start the sides. Cheap little paintbrush works good for getting into the nooks a little bit better than what the miniature dustpan brush does. So back to where we're at. There's probably a little bit of dirt still on there, but not gonna be that much. This glue should get on there and hold it good enough. So again, spray down really good. Grab bought Gorilla Glue. And this time I'm not going to go all the way to the front. So if you want to start out, what I do is a lot of times I'll come out and I'll kind of make my line. I'm going to come about here. It doesn't have to be exact. You can also use pin right on the outside. You can even use magic, you know, the permanent markers if you wanted to. That just comes right off with alcohol. Just throw some alcohol in a paper towel and that'll come right on off. Or you can use the chalk markers. But if all you got is permanent markers there, just use those. It's fine. It's easy to get off. And if you want to, you know, do a little bit more, like sometimes I'll make it look like a little more of a terrain or whatever. But in this case, I'm just going near the glass, and we're just going up like that, or a barrier wall. Let it mist down real good. Okay. And there we bring our dirt back in. Okay, so notice the glue's not there too much, so I'm starting on the side. I'm kind of pushing it in there like that to get the glue inside there as well as I'm covering it with the dirt. I'm not adding any extra hardscape to this side. I meant to put a piece of that shell. I have another piece of that broken coke or pineapple, but I forgot and already did it, so it's just gonna be bare, which is fine. I mean, at least it looks more naturalistic than a piece of glass, you know. I'm just gonna squeeze that down, make it in there good, really good. Work it in that glue good, and then just let it expand. And as it expands, I'll start, you know. There we go. So you just want a quick, simple background like that without having to worry about all the landscaping stuff in there. You can see how fast that even went in. You know, it's a lot easier when you don't have the boards in place and stuff to hold them. Like I said, even if you did the boards and you actually hang them in a way so that they're actually fixed there, regardless of if you need to be held in place or anything like that, it actually goes pretty quick. Also, so the setup time to get the boards in, you know, where they're at a little more. But it goes pretty quick. That's why I said this is a pretty easy, simple. One of the fastest ones to get up from start to finish. And if I actually had a whole line of them here, I can be making them as this one's doing this, and I can come back and push back the glue and all that along the way. So, but it's pretty much done now. I'm just going to let it sit here and expand, and I'll come check out here in a little bit. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. There's some spots where it expanded up a little bit more than others, which is normal. Dirt in here. Some bouncing fluffy right now. As well, it's dried out, so now I'm going to do my coat of the water down real fast. I'm hoping I got enough here to finish all this. I'm low on glue. So because of that, I'm going to start in the back. Kind of work my way out. With this one, when you're doing it, it is very common for it to drip dirt down into your enclosure as you're building it. Good. Hopefully that's going to fill in enough now. When that glue will expand enough to fill that in. Time to get our substrate on. I mush it around with this glue, especially where the gaps are at here. And it doesn't matter that I'm covering the pineapple with the dirt because it'll just fall right on off after we're done with this. Here's the finished product. At the bottom we've got the leaker balls along with a fiberglass screen. The substrate for New Caledonian Geckos, which my mix go-to, is basically Reptisoil with Reptibark 50-50 mix, along with some sphagnum moss and some leaves mixed in, and then some live plants. Tank to the left is an old established tank, and actually a lot of the plants inside this tank came out from the tank on the left. Not all of them, but a lot of them did. Thank you for watching. And also again, if you enjoyed this programming, please click like and subscribe. Here. Blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Click it. Click, click. Clickety, click. Click like and subscribe. You click it. Click it, click it. Get it in there. Punch it. Hit it hard. Click like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Do them both. You know you want to. 2 thumbs up.